I'll save myself from all of the comments from you guys asking, all of this for gym openings? Yes.
That's it. That's my intro.
Hey, I'm Mandy, you're watching Swell Entertainment, and today we are talking about some of the recent gym openings that I have seen documented via TikTok and how crazy they have been. And I really started this video because I was like, okay, what is the big deal? You know, what's the point? Why are people freaking out this much over gym openings? And so I wanted to investigate these videos and try and see if I could find a point. And then I realized that so much of this is just the same thing as TanaCon. There is just so much overlap between what went wrong at these gym openings and what went wrong with TanaCon. And I know I bring TanaCon up a lot, but it really is the blueprint in my mind for a lot of these experiences, because that was one of the very first social media events that I went to that went incredibly wrong. Now, is this the same type of wrong? No, but there's a lot of consistencies, and these consistencies carry over to a lot of events that I talk about. And so I think that this is just a good time to kind of bring all these things up. But first, let me tell you about the sponsor for today's video, Harper Wilde. Now, this is for all my boob havers, but if you know someone who also has boobs, you can show this to them as well. Harper Wilde is female founded and has affordable and comfortable bras and underwear for every occasion. Harper Wilde sent me a bunch of bras, and here are some of my favorites. Now, my cup size is 34B, but I'm barely a 34B, if that makes sense. So I personally really like their lounge rib triangle bralette. They sent me 2 of these. This is the color Clay, and this is the color Serene. This is the base unlined bra, and this is the one that I've definitely been wearing the most often. It gives me support without actually changing the overall shape and fall of my breasts naturally, which I personally prefer. And then this is the Bliss triangle bralette, and what I really like about this one is not only is it the same type of fit as the other bralette, but it has the same material as the base unlined bra, which is incredibly comfortable. Harper Wilde created the first bra recycling program, so every order comes with a bag so that if you want, you can send in your old bras and underwear for them to recycle. Go to harperwilde.com and use my code SWELL for 15% off your order, or click the link in my description box. Again, use code SWELL for 15% off. Thank you to Harper Wilde for sponsoring this video. Really quick, I want to take a second to apologize for the lighting in this video. We are currently having a rainstorm, blizzard here in Southern California. Yes, you heard me right. There is snow on the Hollywood sign. I don't know what's going on. Hermes and I are locked in our apartment. The lighting's not going to get better. I tried having my lights in my apartment on, but that just looked very weird and I looked orange. So this is the middle ground that you get. Sorry, William. So first and foremost, before anyone gives me shit, I'm not a gym rat. I don't care at all about these gyms. Not really. I don't even go to a gym. I'm not a member of a gym. I prefer to work out at home because I don't have to worry about my anxiety flaring up and dealing with strangers. I've been going to workout classes more often this year. That's my goal this year, is to be around more people. But a gym is a different beast. And I don't want to be a part of it, frankly. It doesn't appeal to me. And even these gyms that we're talking about today, I don't think I'd be welcome at because I'm not that type of in shape. You know, like I'm like, sup, it's a work in progress. So today we're talking about Zoo Culture Gym and Fusion Gym. Now, Zoo Culture was the first one that showed up on my For You page. And as I started re-looking into all of these TikToks for this video, I saw a lot of comments that said a lot of gym openings are like this. These are just the ones that you're hearing about. And so I thought it was super weird that these were the ones that I was hearing about. This allegedly happens quite a bit. Do I think it happens to this scale? God, no. I think that gyms have become very social media focused and forward because that's where they make a good chunk of money. People coming and filming in their gyms, things like that. There are quite a few gyms who are legacy gyms that don't want to do that, but they want to, you know, appeal to the gym bros, gym fitness influencers, those type of people. So obviously being super forward facing on social media is going to get those types of people in because it's like, oh yeah, I work out at Fusion Gym, you know, that type of thing, where it's like a little bit of street cred, I guess. In the gym world, the gym world definitely has street cred, 100%, they do. Sometimes I make jokes about being a social media anthropologist because there are so many times I look at videos or I'm at events and I'm just so intrigued and fascinated by the culture themselves, the people themselves, the interactions these people have. Some of these videos are fascinating. Zoo Culture videos started infecting my For You page as well as other people's For You pages. And they were like, why am I on Zoo Culture TikTok? What happened? I made a video that was like, I don't know how I got here, but I'm like not mad about it because I'm so confused of what's going on. Zoo Culture, or thezooculture.com. Cozy fitness center known for weight training, featuring a wide variety of lifting equipment, gym in Los Angeles, California, off of Ventura Boulevard and Encino. But Zoo Culture 2 just opened. So this gym opened here in Los Angeles. Here is what went wrong with Zoo and I think Fusion at the same time. They promoted their grand openings as grand openings, comma, meet and greets with fitness influencers. So they invited a bunch of fitness influencers to their event, then also said, hey, you can come and check out the gym, but also you can come and meet all these fitness influencers. Does that sound familiar to you at all if you were on the internet in 2018? Side note, I heard someone refer to 2017 as back in the day on social media the other day, and I really felt like, what's the word, an old fart? I felt ancient. Now, on one hand, for a grand opening, I do think this is smart. For example, I am not a fitness person. However, I do a lot of event reviews, and especially a lot of event reviews of boxing matches. So Influencer Fight League, which is an influencer fight league, it's exactly what it sounds like, has invited me to a few of their events to go and attend the event and enjoy it. But this last event, they literally made me like a card to share so that I could promote that I was going to be there, okay? To the point that some of my followers thought I was fighting. I love that my followers thought I would fight in a gown. Incredible. But my point is that it's not uncommon to promote that creators are going to be there. So the main video that I've seen posted around from Zoo Culture opening, we have Bradley Martin, who is the one who I think owns Zoo Culture. And he's the one that's seen in the video in the hat, the big guy. And then there's a woman named Sarah, who I think is just an influencer who like does a lot of work with Bradley. And then a camera guy of sorts, okay, who's yelling, if you are not an influencer, you've got to go in 30 minutes. And then they're like, no, they need to go now.
Everyone listen! Yo, there's a bunch of people outside. Everyone that's in here needs to leave in 30 minutes, please. Go, now. How do we get out? No! No! Everyone, if you're not an influencer, you guys gotta go out that door.
This is why I'll never do this big gym type of clout chasing shit. I can never do it.
Now, Bradley then made this video. We got to address what happened at the Zoo Culture grand opening.
You were there, Steiny.
Yeah.
There was tons and tons of people, like thousands of people. I don't know how many inside, 300, 400, 500. Thousands, I don't know how many people outside. Pressed up against the door, which is broken now, which we're fixing. But, long story short, there's a clip on the internet that looks like we're saying, if you're not an influencer, get the fuck out, which is exactly what was said, but taken out of context. So, I want to make this really clear. Before this event, for like the last month, I posted and I had flyers made of all these people who are coming to show up to like, you know, say that they were coming to the gym so people would come from all over to see them. And this gym was very rushed. For sure it was last minute to get this done. We didn't have proper planning of the whole thing. We didn't consider like, oh, maybe we should have had like time on and that people knew that they had to leave. We were just like, yo, have everyone come. We got a bunch of free food. You come to the gym for free. Meet these people you like, and that's it. Now the problem was, when we stood up there, we said, all the influencers, if you're not an influencer, get the fuck out. So everyone else who came to visit. The problem was, what I meant was, everyone that I invited stay so everyone else could leave so that we could bring more people into the gym. So that's exactly what happened. And then the internet likes to like make everything about some negativity as if like we don't want regular people or non-influencers to work out, which just isn't true.
What was said was, if you're not an influencer, get the fuck out, which is exactly what was said, but it's taken out of context. And then he goes on to explain that no, it wasn't taken out of context, basically. They said the wrong word. They were trying to say if you're not an invited guest, you need to leave so that other people can come in and meet the invited guests, which is what you should have said, which is exactly what they tried to do with TanaCon of sorts. The problem with TanaCon is that obviously there was a schedule, there was a meet and up event. It's not like there was like stalls at a fair that you go to and then you go through once everything and then you're out. There was a schedule that people had to adhere to and it just didn't work out. The venue was too small, sold with too many tickets, okay? There was no tickets sold to this one, it doesn't seem like. They just poor planning. That's what they were trying to do here, is get people to willingly leave so they could bring more people in and keep the people outside happy because they're already pissed and kind of keep the crowd moving so meet everyone in one go. But this is, again, giant room, not enough crowd control, if any. I do know the number from Fusion because they did a follow-up video explaining the numbers. I have no idea what they had at this event. It looks like they had a bunch of camera people, if that, and then maybe one security guard, if even that. Maybe a couple employees, but at the end of the day, it was very clear there was not enough planning and crowd control, and they did not plan for any of this. Now, if someone's gonna say they didn't know how many people were gonna show up, at least take your top 5 biggest influencers and divide them by 12 maybe, and look at that number. And that's probably what you can guarantee for at least those people to come up. And then you also have people who are just like, oh, new gym, cool, I want to go check it out. Maybe I can meet some people, maybe I can network. The video itself does not look good. And at the end of the day, you have people pissed off inside, and then the people outside are also pissed off, because then it's like, okay, cool, so if I'm not an influencer, I'm not going to get to stay and work out. Then there was a bunch of videos being posted that are now being looked into of people doing bench presses, sumo lifts, things like that.
Hey, you kids, do you want to play the no copyright claim song? It goes like this. I don't want to be claimed, 'cause I have bills to pay, ba-da-da-da. Anyways, yeah, here's just more videos. This is just a bunch that I found and compiled, and people doing lifts, insane weights. Some of these, I've been told, are not using the proper bars. This one I think is fine. The other one I think was using a lift bar, and he was doing squats with it. And then here's someone being slapped in the face. These girls are just showing off the gym opening and how crowded it is.
Now, again, I want to reiterate, I am not a lifter. I am not a gym bro. That being said, the curve in some of these bars could flip a flat earther. And there's also much more qualified people talking about how these lifts were using the improper equipment, we're using the equipment wrong, we're using it unsafely, damaging equipment, things like that. Again, the door got broken. So much of this could have been fixed if you had some form of a door system, like someone standing there or a handful of people standing there with security to check people in, or at least keep track of how many people were in there. Because it sounds like it was a free-for-all to get inside, and then, oh wait, that's too many people, stop it, keep them out. And then 2 people inside, give them time to get out. And then that leads to a lot of the issues and things like that. There were people who made it inside to both events who did seem to have a good time. Now, that does not mean that they are wrong for having a good time because they got in for whatever reason or they were invited. And so obviously it's like with Revolve Fest, the people who had a great time at Revolve Fest because they were the ones that made it inside. And then the people who didn't get inside are like, no, I had a horrible time. Here's how bad it was. Everyone inside is lying. And it's like both things can be true, okay? There are people who can have a great time at this event, and there can be people who had a terrible time at this event and were genuinely felt unsafe and felt ripped off and all this stuff. Mainly the comments that I saw for those videos were, great, it looks like another tripod land. Like it's just gonna be a bunch of people who wanna look hot on the internet and try and get followers versus actually being interested in working out, is what the majority of the sentiment that I saw at the time. Then I saw the Fusion Gym videos. These look very bad. Now, Fusion Gym was in Philadelphia, and this one was heavily promoted, the building of the gym leading up to it.
So this weekend we checked out the new Fusion Gyms in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And this right here is the best gym I've ever seen in my life. As you can tell, the place is huge. But before we get into the gym, let's talk about the things it has that other gyms don't. It has a full barbershop with a lounge and a salon for the ladies. You can literally get a chop at the gym. This is crazy. They got a full-size cafeteria called Fusion Fresh, and it's basically gonna be a Chipotle with macro-friendly foods. And it even has a separate entrance so you don't have to go through the gym. They got a Drake-inspired indoor basketball court, and they're gonna have 2 outdoor courts. They got a full fight club area with a full boxing ring, octagon, all the equipment you would need, plus punching bags. It doesn't matter what kind of athlete you are, this gym got something for you. Now let's get into the actual gym. It has every set cable machine you could think of, plus 10 cable towers with attachments. You literally don't have to wait to use any machine. Then down the middle is a 100-yard turf field. What other gym you know got a 100-yard turf in the middle? I don't even know how many power racks these are, but y'all can tell it's hellas. And each power rack got a deadlift platform, T-bar row, Smith machine, and Ohio deadlift bars.
The whole pitch, it seemed, was that it was bigger than Alpha Land. I'm not gonna knock the name. I literally go by the name Swell Entertainment, so I can't give them a hard time about the name, can I? Apparently they spent something like $10 million on the gym and had a plan of how they were going to be able to recoup that in the first year.
So we spent $10 million building this facility. It's gonna take us 1 year to recoup our full investment. Let me give you a basic breakdown of our memberships. We have one that's $70 a month. We have one that's $100 a month. Our median price point is $85 a month. Our goal is to sign up 10,000 members. 10,000 members times $85 a month equals $850,000 a month. Over the course of a year, it's a little over than $10 million. That doesn't even include our barbershop barbershop, or salon, or restaurant, or retail store. That's just memberships.
Listen, if I was someone who spent 90% of my time at the gym, I'm sure I would watch this video and have an orgasm, okay? This is probably porn to someone. To me, I'm just like, why is it all this color scheme? $10 million. Oh my God. So the video that I originally saw from Fusion Gym was from this girl, Carly. Now, Carly, I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at Carly. I'm thinking about the follow-up video from the Gym Fusion account about Carly and how it might be one of the worst response videos I have seen from an organizer in a while. Not the worst ever, but the worst in a while. Because I think you definitely lost a couple of people who may have come and joined if they saw that video. If you're smart, you'll take it down. At the time of me recording this, it's still up. I was able to download it today.
To shout out Fusion Gym for getting us here at 8:30 in the morning and then kicking everybody out after waiting in line till 1 p.m. but making sure to let all the influencers in and everybody who pushed to the front end. But the people who waited can't go, but they just canceled it. Shout out Fusion, for real. They really fucking suck.
So Carly posted her original video while she was at Fusion Gym. Understandable. I've done the same thing. This is what's happening so that if anyone starts searching the gym, yours video is the first one to pop up. From a social media stance, I get it. I get the timing. But she then later posted a vlog of the full day explaining, showing when she got up, getting ready to go, her friends picking her up, getting in line at the gym, how long they waited, the crowds around them being told you were not allowed to go inside, they're canceling the event. Her and her other friend left to go get food because they were starving by 1:30. Their other friends stayed and ended up getting in after they were told the event was canceled. So her friends ended up getting in. She and her other friend ended up not getting in because they left. Now, that does not mean that her initial video is a lie. It just means that that was taken at the time that it happened. And then she later got more information because later her friends got in after they decided to stay. That does not make her original video false because they left. And I'm assuming a lot of other people left because a lot of other people were told the event has been canceled. You need to all leave. No one else is coming inside. Multiple people have said that. So just because more people did end up getting in does not mean that everyone else who said that it was canceled was wrong. Now, I really want to show you the worst response video. I don't know if this guy is the owner. I don't know if he's the manager. I don't know what his deal is, but he's posting from the official Fusion Gym account. From a business perspective, this is an impressively stupid response. And I do agree with the comments who says the guy talks like he just learned how to swear because it sounds very awkward when he says swear words.
Fusion Gym for getting us here at 8:30 in the morning and then kicking everybody out after waiting in line till 1 p.m.
Man, fuck Carly. She's a goddamn liar.
Fuck Carly. She's a goddamn liar. Before I show the rest of the video, I want to pause with that statement. I think Carly has about 600,000 followers on TikTok. Now, I've talked a lot about the numbers on TikTok and what that actually means for people and if that's actually a legitimate number of success and if that actually shows influence and things like that. But kind of not the point here. You know what? Genuinely surprised I have not had a video like this made about me. Maybe there will be one day. Maybe after this. Maybe this guy's gonna make a video about me too. Fuck Swell Entertainment. She's a goddamn liar. Carly, I would print this out. I would find a way to print this out and frame it because it's impressive how you got this guy so pressed. You know what would be an infinitely better way to start off this video? Hey guys, we want to address some of the claims made in Carly's videos. There you go. Respectful. Calm. No one can say that you got mad at a young woman. The comments on that video are all, I'm Team Carly. This makes me believe her more. Let me play the rest of the video for you.
If you got here at 8:30 in the morning, you would have been the first group of 1,000 people that we let into the building.
But making sure to let all the influencers in.
And it's weird how she's saying that there's only influencers in this building. This gym is 70,000 square feet and there was thousands of people in here fucking working out and having a great time. Watch this clip. Hey!
But they just canceled it. Shout out Fusion, for real. They really fucking suck.
And then she said we kicked everyone out. That didn't fucking happen. The gym was open until 7 p.m. and everyone had a fucking blast. We were just not allowed to let more people in because the people that were waiting in line outside did not know how to act, so it kind of sucked.
He goes on to say we were just not allowed to let anyone else in, which is what she said, because everyone outside didn't know how to act. Again, it's giving TanaCon. 10,000 people showed up without tickets. It's same words, different font. So easy to put the blame on the people who didn't make the cut, you know? It's so easy to put it on them. And I think that the real issue here is the literal, what I see, one security guard in this clip.
People like her make fucking Instagram and social media fucking toxic because she's just looking for fucking clout and she's just fucking looking for views. Because all those people that were inside that saw that video, they commented on her fucking post, and guess what she did? She turned the fucking comments off because everyone knows she's a fucking liar. Our event was such a fucking hit and so many people wanted to come that couldn't come on Sunday. Guess what? We're extending the open house all month long. It's absolutely free for everybody to come enjoy the greatest gym in the motherfucking world.
And then try to flip it around to make it like a commentary on the culture that this is wrong. This is what's wrong with people on TikTok and social media. It's people like Carly looking for clout. I mean, I think she was upset. I think that's very clear in the video. I think she's not happy. And I think you're allowed to share your opinions when you're not happy, okay? You are a business. People are going to have issues with you. That's going to happen, especially when you have this clusterfuck of an event opening. So what seemed to happen is that the cops ended up being called because there was a crowd and it was crazy, okay? And then the cops tried to keep everything calm. Fire marshal came and said, you got to shut it down. I don't know what the capacity is of this building, but like the fire marshal here in California is crazy about capacity, which is understandable. I heard capacity was 475 for this gym at some point. That doesn't seem right because this is a massive gym and it does seem like there's at least more than 400 people in some of these clips, but it does seem very packed in some places. This person is talking about how they did not make it inside because what would happen is they would let people's family members in, people who knew the organizers, influencers in who didn't get there on time for the opening.
Grand opening started at 10 and Mike, Joe, and I got there around 9:45 to the line. And at this point, it was already a few hundreds, maybe over 1,000 people long, like roping around the parking lot. At 10, they opened and they let in a wave of 450 people in, and then the gym was at capacity. And they told us that in 90 minutes that the people inside would be swapped out for another round of 450 people. However, that didn't happen. Around 11:30, we heard the same 90-minute announcement, and then around 12:30, we heard a 45-minute announcement. But then shortly after that, the cops were there and the whole thing was getting shut down. We were told the event was over, to go home or to go to the other gym. No one was organizing us to stay in a line. So what had happened was, here are the doors. Everyone formed like a clump around the doors instead of staying in a line. Occasionally, the doors would open to let someone in. I don't know if it was an influencer, a worker, family, someone. People were being let in periodically who weren't in the line. And when the doors would open, the clump would see the doors open and everyone would just start rushing to the front. And the people in the middle were just getting smushed.
This was commented on Nella's video, and who is the girl that I just showed, the blonde, talking about how there were people getting crushed and all this stuff. And again, crowd crush is a big deal. This happens at concerts and things like that. It's what's hurt a lot of people. In the last couple of years, people have died because of crowd crush. This crowd, specifically with Fusion, was unsafe. They should have had crowd control. They should have had more security guards. The number I heard for security guards for the entire event was 3. And about 15 employees. That is not enough people. You should have had people outside doing crowd control. You should have had people at the door doing crowd control. And then you should have people inside making sure no one's killing each other with a dumbbell. 3 security guards on it for a gym this size, normally that's not enough. Gyms can have a lot of different conflicting emotions. I don't think it's a good idea to have 3 security guards at all. I think you need more. Now here's a video from someone named Arita. She is showing that she made it inside the first set of doors and got stuck outside of the second set of doors, which is fucking worse.
Nah, this is so fucking bad. This is so fucking bad. Guys, there's people fucking passing out. My heart is like fucking racing right now. Wow. I don't know how the fuck I made it in. Oh my fucking god.
These doors need space to open. What do you think's gonna happen if enough people get crammed inside that space and no one can open the doors and no one can get out? This is so fucking unsafe. I'm laughing because it's ridiculous. You guys are so goddamn lucky no one is severely injured. You guys are so lucky no one fainted and got trampled. She later said in another video that she was anxious, she was 4'11", and that she was worried about other people in the crowd and things like that because she was worried for herself because people were being dickheads to her about her voice. It's like, and your screaming is making it worse. She did manage to make it inside those doors, but then there's literally people holding the doors shut as people are trying to squeeze in even further. God. And I know what you're thinking, Amanda, they had to have had some form of a check-in process. Like, people made it inside, so they had to have had some form of, you know, crowd control at the start because people made it inside, no problem. I want to show you this video to show exactly how they opened the doors at the start of the day. Filming, propping open the doors, come on in. And you're surprised people were rushing? And there's already a ton of people inside, and I'm assuming these were a bunch of influencers.
But being on the inside and knowing what was going on, I have a whole different perspective on it. The way that was planned to go is they're going to let 400 people in every 90 minutes. And every 90 minutes, they're going to recycle a new set of people in and out of the gym. And everybody in line knew this. But the people that were coming in were reckless and had no regard for the equipment inside. People were putting holes in the walls, breaking equipment and mirrors on day one.
And then they all sit there because they're like, wait, who is here? I want to see here. One, I think at this part as well, it would have been smart to have them already spread out throughout the gym to kind of draw the crowd away so that there wasn't already a crunch right at the start of the entrance. That would have been smarter. Didn't do that.
Greatest grand opening of any gym in the fucking world. It was incredible, bringing the entire fitness community together here in Beverly Hills. The event far exceeded our expectation. We were not expecting 5,000 people from all over to come to our event. We were allowing massive groups of people to come in at a time for 90-minute periods. We had 4 armed security guards, we had 15 people on staff because we wanted to be the best experience for each and every single one of the people that actually arrived and actually came to the event.
They're contradicting themselves on their own TikTok. They said we were letting massive groups of people come in at a time for 90-minute periods. Other videos where you said we weren't allowed to let anyone else in because they didn't know how to act. So everyone that was inside got to stay till 7 p.m. Doesn't seem to be making a ton of sense. You're contradicting yourself.
Towards the end of the event, shit got out of hand. The people that were showing up at the very end, they did not want to comply with the rules and regulations that we had set forth. They created a mosh pit around the entrance. No one wanted to get in line. They were talking shit to the police. They were throwing fucking trash at the police. At that point, the police said, you know what? Fuck y'all. You guys got to go home.
At the end of the event, shit got out of hand. So they're trying to say that it wasn't until the end of things that things got out of hand and people started getting crazy. But then again, they're saying that people stayed till 7 p.m. So when was the end of the event supposed to be? Again, you're not... Hire a PR person. You should not be doing this. They did not want to follow the rules and regulations we had set forth. What were these rules and regulations? Have your phone out and ready to go? Show us your follower count at the door? Clips you're showing of people getting crazy? That's clearly not at 7 p.m. It's pretty bright outside. Something important. When did the police show up? Why were the police involved? You guys didn't request that the police come to be keepers of the peace. Why did the police come? Did someone call them? Was it the crowding from your event? We're skipping pockets of information is all I'm saying. They did end up opening their Grand Avenue location, which is their other fusion location apparently, and sent a bunch of the influencers there to try and alleviate the crowds. That is something that probably should have done sooner, but obviously they're there for the grand opening. I think what really should have happened here is that you guys should have had 2 events. A lot of venues do this. They do a preview event where you bring all the influencers there. You encourage them to make content. Hey guys, make whatever content you want. That's your only involvement for getting in, you know? And then you do that before the grand opening. So you build hype for the grand opening. Then you do the separate grand opening and you do not promote that influencers are going to be there. Having them there, cool. So-and-so says they're pulling up, you know, but don't promote that this is going to be like a meet and greet, come and meet all these creators type of thing. This is unsafe for a lot of these influencers at the end of the day. If I was one of these influencers, I'd be pissed right now. What do you mean you had 4 armed security guards and you told everyone where I was going to be? I don't know how crazy those fans are. I have some mutuals who are massive creators whose fan bases are
crazy.
And this would be unsafe for them, you know? It's probably unsafe for a lot of these fitness influencers. But the preview event would have built hype and also would have kept a lot more people safe. If you had done it that way, would you have had this insane amount of turnout? No, but you couldn't handle this turnout. So you don't deserve this turnout. 4 armed security guards. As if that make that better. Oh yeah, we're gonna shoot people. Like, are you kidding me? You need more people. You need more security guards. You need more staff. All in all, watching these videos was fascinating to see the crowds around people trying to get their PRs and then slapping each other in the face before they go and lift. People using squats with lift bars and just seeing the curve in the bars and things like that. Fascinating. God, I'm just, be a fly on the wall in some of these conversations would be fascinating. Anyone who was at these events who didn't make it inside, I hope you're all right. God, I want to know what the conversion was for both of these gyms. I want to know if they truly have like a good, solid customer base now because of these events. Because sure, more people who probably would not have heard about these gyms now heard about these gyms, but I don't think either looks good in the footage that came out of these gyms. Anyways, that's going to be it. Are you on Zoo Culture TikTok? Were you on Fusion TikTok? What do you think of these gym openings? Have you ever been to a gym opening that rivaled one like this? Do you think this is a normal turnout for something like this? Or do you think it's entirely the influencer element that made it crazy like this? Do you also think that 4 security guards is not enough? What do you think? Let me know. Comment down below. Reminder, I have a podcast, the Swell Shands Podcast. Reminder, I have merch like this mug right here, and a shirt design that'll probably be It All Comes Back to TanaCon, and we'll see if I get sued. Shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much for supporting my Patreon. If you'd also like to support my Patreon, let me list down below. Like to follow me on social media, it'll be all up here, and that's gonna be it. Have a lovely day. Goodbye. Oh yeah, this is a photo from Fusion Gym or something. There was one with their logo on it, but I don't doubt that this guy would try and sue me or something to get that logo taken down off the background of my video. So, just equipment. This could be any gym. Who said it's Fusion? Maybe Google lied to me.
Thank you, Andrew, Alan, Cameron, Christopher, Chris, Crispy, Crashby, She, Dinah, Derniwin, Don, Donnie, Elliot, Evan, Eric, Eyal, Hopeless, Homer, Incognito, Isaiah, Zachary, James, Joe, John, Jordan, Joseph, Kenny, Kim, Kristen, Lamb, Lex, Lisa, Luis, Mae West, Madeline, Matt, Matt O, Matthew, Meme Lord, Michael, Mia, Michael J, Michael T, Micah, Nathaniel, Nocturnal, Pat, Penn, Richard, Rob, Red, Robert, Ross, Ryan, Sam, Serena, Ciara, Skylar, Simon, Tasha, Timothy, Heavenly, Plastic, Tenzin, Tom, Thomas, Qwerty, Randy, Wendy, William, Winter, Will, Zendry, Zwink.